CHB Engineering. I'm Sam Churchill.
I'm Kyle Lane.
I'm Colin Baxter.
And we built a drone. So this is our drone. It's a quadricopter. It's made out of a clear plastic. Made it in the rapid prototyper, the object, in the mimic room. Our product is a build your own quadcopter. And what it is we have all the pieces and you put it together in our body. This is what we're manufacturing, is the frame for it, and you put it together with yourself, you and your family. That's what it's doing. It features a lighter yet durable new frame. Another thing we were looking at making it out of instead of the rapid prototyper was for production. We were thinking about making it out of 70-75's T6 aircraft grade aluminum, but to keep costs down, we decided to go with plastic and charge for plastic. It's only $25.99. I'd say that's a really good price. But if you look at some of the other drones, they go for a lot more money for less. You might be wondering, what is a quadcopter? For those of you who don't know what a quadcopter is. A quadcopter is a remote controlled unit that is powered by 4 rotors that independently function at variable speed and direction to obtain optimal flying conditions. And this is a lot better than your typical helicopter, remote controlled vehicle, because then you only have one rotor on the top and then one in the back for side to side. Whereas this one has 4 rotors that keep it level with a gyro, keep the entire vehicle level, so that way when you veer off to the left or the right, it'll stabilize itself so you don't flip it over, right?
So some common problems with other drones on the market today is, number one, price. Most drones out there are very expensive if you want to pay for a quality product. Some ranges are really high quality ones for $1,000, which those have, they film in new Ultra HD, and obviously they go a good quality distance altitude wise. And so for a cheap one, you could get for about $80 now that has a decent camera on it. Ours does not have a camera on it because of cost. That we were trying to cut down to cost, so we left that out. That's why it's classified as a quadcopter, not technically a drone yet. The strength and durability of them, they're just lacking quality for the cheap ones and the very economically priced point. So we have an example of, this would be one that we found online for a more competitive rate. It was at around $50 you can buy this quadcopter for. And as you can see, the plastic in it just is very brittle and they just break way too often. And if you guys want to take a look at these, the quality just isn't there for them. I mean, a few flights with it and not a lot of practice, they'll break a lot, and very easily, as you can see here. The arms are just their weak point. And thirdly, a problem with them is the interaction of the overall product. I mean, you just buy it, you order it off of Amazon, and you just charge it and try to fly. And so we're trying to narrow our market down to someone that's more hands-on and build a nice project. So our solutions for all these problems is, number one, how we tackle the price point is we cut down drastically on the manufacturing process. Because it is a build your own kit, all the man hours into assembling the product are eliminated. Essentially, all that would need to be done is just the injection molding, which will be a lot stronger than 3D printed plastic, which is all separate layers. So that is also how we cut the price down, and we also did not include the camera for the option. So for the strength and durability, as you can see on our product here, we increased the arm supports from the old one, and just the overall body strength of it is there, and we beefed up some more supports on the top too. So once that is injected molded, will be incredibly strong compared to a 3D model. And for the interaction, as I said before, we're targeting a market of people who like to do it your own, get more hands-on experience with the product instead of a, you buy it, you fly it type deal. It's a great Christmas present nowadays for someone who is a little more hands-on. And all right.
So our product is not the quadricopter, it is the kit itself. In the kit, you get the body, which is, improved. We've designed and redesigned many times to make it stronger and lighter. We get the battery holder, the clip to hold the battery to the body, the lithium battery, the radio transmitter with a gyro in it so it stabilizes itself, the controller here, the forward motors, the propellers, the rotors themselves, and the USB charging. To assemble the quadricopter, it's actually pretty simple. You get the body, you insert the motors into the arms, feed the wire through the hole into the board. You have to have a little bit of soldering experience and practice. You solder the front 2 motors to their spots and the back 2 motors to their spots to make sure that if you mix them up, it'll mess with the fly.
So right now, we're gonna do a little demonstration. Now we did do a lot of testing with these. We had different designs for the body itself, which is what we actually made.
So this is actually our first design that we had. We were really going for trying to make it a lot lighter too, and just it wasn't as durable as we hoped. So that's why we went with a much more beefier design for the arms. And actually this part broke off too. Yes. So that was our.
He's gotten better at it.
I've only had a day of messing with this. So you can see that the gyro's on it. I mean, if I flick it off to the right real quick, it holds it pretty steady. And our frame has to be perfectly symmetrical throughout all the different arms, but it also has to weigh the same, which is why the 3D prototyper is nice because it's fairly accurate.
All our drawings were done through the great software program, 3D modeling of Inventor.
Not SolidWorks.
Highly superior to.
They don't understand. I still have to give you a grade.
All right. Well, the clip I did do the clip in SolidWorks. The rendering of the clip, if that must be said. Otherwise, the bulk of it was Inventor.
Is there any questions, comments, concerns?
Hypothetically speaking, if you went into manufacturing, would the camera be an option later?
Oh yes, the camera this board is laid out and is ready to put a camera on there. Depending on how big of one you can fit is It varies on how small and the type of quality you can get for how small you can put on that. Obviously, this is just a smaller unit and you can get bigger drones, but this is more of an indoor one. It is capable of flying outside. I wouldn't recommend it if it's a little windy, because it would it'd take off on you, but no, the camera is optional.
The board does have provisions, and we could offer that, but when you put a camera on it, you would have to have stronger motors because of the weight of the camera, and but the board would already have provisions, so all it would be is a change of a body, the actual frame for an integrated camera, and the motors. That would be it. But the reason why we did it this way is for cost and flight time, because the heavier camera and the bigger motors do cut down on flight time a little bit. This actually does have a flight time of around 10 minutes. It does take an hour to charge, but the way I see it, those 10 minutes are well spent.
And you can get, the batteries are fairly inexpensive too, so you can always have spare batteries. And the clip goes right on and off. It's very simple. You clip it back on and you're ready to fly again. Then,
What would you say the age group for this product would be?
oh, all ages.
ages.
All ages. You can never be too old to play with one of these.
Or too young.
Or too young. So that point.
Definitely not too old. Rosie wants some.
But
Does it like turn like
Oh,
360 degrees? Okay. Cause yeah.
Sounds like a little bead.
any other questions? Yes.
Just a suggestion, if you guys ever do move on to like full-scale production and selling of this kit, something that would be really, really interesting to sell would be not only the kit itself, but like the individual components. Say you have someone who's purchased your kit before, but has crashed, several times, and maybe your kit is, even if your kit is as durable as you say, there could be problems somewhere. So if they break it, they could buy a replacement part from you at a premium. They could fix their thing, and you can make a little bit of extra profit where you otherwise wouldn't.
Yeah, we would have, if we went into mass production, we would have a crash kit, which would include 2 counterclockwise rotors and 2 clockwise, and also a guard, optional guard. But the body should need to be replaced. If it does, we would offer it.
After you buy the kit, how long do you think it would take somebody who's never interacted with a quadricopter or anything like that to put together a fly?
I'd say probably about 5 minutes flying.
I've never
messing with it.
flown an RC, remote control, like anything hovering off the ground. I've never flown anything, and just a week ago I picked it up in a half hour. I did crash it a lot, but that's why we made it really strong.
Yeah, and
You make some YouTube videos.
The controller is not too complicated. Your left one is your throttle, and your right is your direction. So if you take it right, your rotors take you right, forward, left, and back. So it's relatively easy to get. You just gotta get the hang of it. Don't go too high with it. I'd recommend trying to keep it low and just get the direction right. And otherwise, it's not incredibly difficult.
Okay, we need to kind of move on.